What's up, guys? It's me, and I'm finally delivering my 90-day no-fap report. Wow. Let me first start by saying that I never, ever thought that I would make it to 90 days or beyond 90 days. I was one of the guys who was so stuck in the cycle that I would just tell myself that guys are just destined or hardwired to masturbate to porn. I believed that with every ounce of my being, and that's what kept me in that cycle. I'm here to tell you, no, we are not destined to do so. Here I am, someone who was masturbating to porn 3 or more times a day for 14, 15 years straight. Guys, right now I feel like a breath of fresh air, and that is the best way I could possibly put it. I'm here to show you that this is something that you can overcome. This is for the guys who are maybe in the same mindset that I was in, or maybe who are hitting some obstacles that are keeping them from stopping. This is to provide you a little bit of hope that there is greener grass on the other side, I promise you. So without further ado, these are some of the benefits that I've experienced so far in my journey. Keep in mind, these are in no particular order. The first two are the ones that stood out to me the most. My memory. So I know I talked about this in one of my other videos, but the memory is probably the most obvious of all the benefits that I've experienced up until this point. I'm recalling the most minute details from emails at work from like months ago. My boss the other day was like, "Oh, good memory." Because she knows me to have like a bad memory, so even she's catching on. She's seeing these things change. So memory has been one of the greatest takeaways that I've received so far in this no-fap journey. Next up, this one was neck and neck with memory because it's the most powerful, it's the most impactful benefit that I've experienced so far. It's my drive to succeed, it's my motivation, and most importantly, it's the belief that I have in myself. Prior to 90 days, I didn't have a future. I was going literally nowhere because I didn't believe that I was capable of achieving anything. And that's just something that came with the whole mindset of someone who is trapped in a cycle of PMO. The belief that I have in myself now, you cannot put a price on that. I'm now seeing and believing that there is unlimited potential in the world, that I can achieve literally anything that I want to achieve. And I'm not just thinking it, but I'm believing it. And I did not have that before. I mean, that is honestly the most powerful thing that I've experienced in my life thus far. The belief that I can accomplish anything. So that should actually be number one now that I'm thinking about it. Is that powerful? Next is my feeling of present awareness, or being present. I'm more present when I speak with people, for instance. When they speak to me, I listen. I process what it is they're saying, and I deliver a response in one fluid motion, one fluid thought, without having to stutter, stammer, think for words, or try to recall what it is they were talking about because I wasn't paying attention. I'm focused, I'm centered in, and that is refreshing. It's refreshing beyond words. Next kind of goes hand in hand with the whole presentness. When I speak with people or when I'm talking in certain situations, like I just said, I don't stutter, I don't stammer, I don't try to think for words. Words, thoughts, sentences just flow out of me so fluidly. Next up is my confidence. And I'm not just saying this with women, but I'm saying confidence in myself. I'm more aware of self, and that shows when I step into a room full of people. It shows when I walk down the street with my shoulders back, my head held high. It shows everywhere. And so that the responses that I get from interacting with people are much more noteworthy. I'm a confident man in myself. Becoming confident in my own shoes, I feel it's all coming together. Next is I'm generally just a happier dude. I'm happier to be alive. I'm finding happiness in the smallest of things. A flower, the sunshine, the trees, the beach, everything I'm finding peace and happiness in. And it just makes me much more of a fun person to be around. I'm happy, I'm light, I feel like a feather, just everything is so good. Which then translates to having a more positive and more optimistic outlook on life, which goes hand in hand with what I was saying in the beginning about knowing that I can accomplish anything, knowing that everything is possible. So optimism levels are just out the roof. Once you feel or believe you can achieve something, then you can do it. But if you don't feel like you're capable of anything, then you're not going to do anything with your life. So this is something that's definitely taking place within me now. The optimism, happiness, gratitude, peace, love, all of that. It's all good. Next is something that I mentioned in another video, which is brain fog. The brain fog is just gone. It's all burned off. And because of that, all of my body's senses are responding to everything. I'm desensitized to a beautiful sunset. I'm not desensitized to a beautiful girl. I'm not desensitized to motivational speeches. Everything is of color in my life because that gray, dull, dingy fog is gone. Amazing. Next is kind of hard to really describe this one, but it's a feeling of freedom. I feel like I've been living with, one of those massive black balls chained to my feet, just walking slow, and it's like I can jump, but I can't jump as high as I know I'm capable of jumping. But that's also because I don't have the motivation to do so. I just feel that everything is lifted off. It's really, really, really hard to explain, but it's a sense of freedom. Knowing where you were at a certain point, trapped in a box full of addiction, to being out of it, it's literally like being free from jail. I mean, I just feel free. I just feel so free. Hard to really explain that one. Something I noticed is that I'm making a lot more healthier decisions in my life. And this goes anywhere from the things that I eat to the things that I do. I'm making more healthy decisions when I eat food. When it comes time to making plans for the weekend, it's like I'm not making any more plans that revolve around consuming unhealthy amounts of alcohol. I don't even drink anymore. I haven't even had a drink in about 2 months. Now that I've turned down porn, I'm seeing and finding other ways that I can eliminate the things that are stopping me from becoming the greatest expression of myself. It's so good. It's so good to make these changes, make these choices, knowing that I'm making the healthiest choice for me at this given moment. It just feels amazing. Next is my skin complexion, which is actually, it's good. It's like I feel like I'm almost glowing. I use Proactive, or I used it in the past. I don't have a need for it anymore, but dude, people are complimenting my skin. They're saying I'm radiating. You know how women that get pregnant, they got that pregnant glow? Well, I've got that no PMO glow. No, it's awesome. My skin is more clean, more clear. I have no bumps anywhere. I don't have bumps on my face. I'll get an occasional pimple every once in a while. I'm human, and maybe it's because of the healthier food choices I'm making. I don't know, but clear skin, compliments from women, I'll take that. The difference between who I was then and the man that I'm growing into now is like black and white. For instance, my days used to look like this. I would wake up 1 hour before having to go to work. I'd masturbate to porn. I would rush to the shower. I'd rush to my car. I would go to work, get home from work, masturbate to porn, stuff myself with junk food, sit in front of the computer on Facebook or Netflix all day, go to bed, masturbate before falling asleep, and then feel like crap because of the food that I consumed, and then feel like crap because I released my semen for the 3rd time that day. What kind of life is that? It made me disgusted actually when I was thinking about that. And so my life now, I wake up 3.5 to 4 hours before I have to get up. So I'm up at 4:45. I hit the gym at 5. I work out. I get home. I have a nice, healthy breakfast. I go take a nice, long, hot shower. And I'm sorry guys, I had not caught on to the whole cold shower thing. I get it, but I'm never gonna take a cold shower. That's just me. After my shower, I take my time. I let my body and my mind catch up to one another. My body just gotta work out, my mind's still kind of racing, but I take my time. I focus on things that I'm happy and grateful for. I get changed, I go to my car, drive to work, bring my own lunch to work, I eat healthier foods. When I get home, I find pleasure in reading. I find pleasure in looking up beneficial articles that are going to help develop me as a man. If I get a healthy dinner in before I go to bed, I'll either do a meditation, I'll do positive energy focuses or whatever, and I'll fall asleep peacefully without having to masturbate. It's perfect. My life then and my life now are just like 2 completely different people. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And all of these benefits, this change, you cannot put a price on it. Watching porn, jerking off to porn, masturbating to porn is not worth the experience that I'm living now. It's just not worth it. You can't put a price on any of this. And I really hope that you guys finally jump on board, because this is outstanding. The feelings, I had a really difficult time even making this video because I don't have the words to just express how good I feel. And once you make it past those obstacles, you're gonna learn what it is I'm talking about. You're gonna feel what it is I'm talking about. I only hope that you guys make it to this level, and I am here. I'm gonna keep on making videos for the rest of my life, whether this impacts you or whether it impacts some kid right now who's like 2 years old who's gonna fall into this habit. I want to keep doing this because this is how we should be living our lives. This is the type of men we should be, men who are in control of their lives, in control of their circumstances. yeah, I wish I had the words to better express myself, but this is the best way I can do so. And lastly, I would like to thank all of you who have been courageous enough to share with me your life stories, your life, let me in, and you know, it takes a real man in these days to admit that I have a problem. It takes a real man to say that, hey, there's something in my life that's not right, that needs to be fixed, and I'm gonna do something about it. You are to be congratulated. I applaud you. You are awakening that giant within who has been distracted by all of these mundane distractions, these irrelevant entities, porn, Facebook, social media, TV. You're awakening that man within you who's finally coming out and saying, I am a man, this is my life. You know, society these days is trying to get us to think that we have to be this man who has no fault, this man who's perfect, and now if you show that you have weakness, then you're going to be considered a bitch. But no, it takes a real man to admit that I have a problem and I want to do something about it. The weakest men around are the men who actually lie to themselves, telling themselves that there's nothing wrong with me, I have no fault. Those are the weak men because they don't want to confront their fears, they don't want to confront their demons, they want to hide behind this facade, hide behind this wall. So I thank each and every one of you who has come forth and said, hey, this is a problem and I'm going to fix it. Just thank you. Thank yourself. Be proud of yourself. The emails that I get from some of you guys are just awesome. I'm happy to hear that you're making these changes. It's just good to hear and see other people taking control of their lives. 90 days of no FAP is the best thing that has happened to me so far in my entire life. I can safely say that. After years of being in jail, I'm free. But there's no better feeling. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. As always, email me, comment with your questions, concerns. I'm here to help. And just thank you guys. All right. Bye.